And you can see what happened today. The Simon Ekpa, for the very first time, ever since this court case started, him smiling. You know, the other, they made that May 13th. You understand? As at that time, when you look at it, you see the way he was behaving like somebody that they put inside coma. They are just bringing out of ice freeze. But today, he appeared differently. He came out warmly, smiling, to the point you see people, all those lovers, the Biafrans in Finnish government, was like taking pictures, smiling with him, taking pictures together with him. And when I look at the call, when I look at everything, I discover that finally, the hero Mahuno is on a smiling face, with a smiling character. That is definitely, and finally, like I've said before, definitely that he's going to win. And finally today, you see what happened. Nigeria with their delegates, the US with their delegates, has finally, with a Pitamba 50 evidence, they have finally fallen out. They have been totally crushed. They have been totally demolished. Remember the other time they have about 3 DOS. One saying name na Carlo Isaac. The other one saying name na Pastor Udochi. The other one name na Ngokede Williams. So when they came, and at the end of the day, cross-examination was given to them, and they fall. And the next day of the court, the two that are supposed to appear, because they heard what has happened to those that have appeared, those 3 that appeared, what happened? They refused to come. You know how much Nigeria spent? And do you know how much Nigeria spend every day that these 2 persons or these 2 people, 2 individuals appears in the court, especially the one here in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know how much Nigeria spend? Because Nigeria is a country that don't know the value of money. They don't know the value of resources. They don't know how to channel it or where to channel it in order to generate more. They are just good in doing what? In extravagant spending, ravishing the resources and the blessings of God that God Almighty has given to us. Because we did not struggle to get it. That is why they are ravishing it like that. But glory be to God. So far, so good. We have won. Not just winning, but we have won. Because it has become a past tense. Yes. Simon Ekpa, I repeat again. Simon Ekpa,
is he going home?
The PM himself, is going home. You can see the smile on the faces of everyone that appears in the court today. Out of the courtroom, smile, jubilation all over. Don't you see his step of dancing again? Because he has completely not just destroyed, but demolished Nigeria with their evidence, and so those that come to witness, they have been completely demolished. Just the same way Israel pounded Iran. That is the same way Simon Ekpa pounded Nigeria and their false witnesses.
I'm an Igbo man, and there was never a time in history Igbo man was tagged or proscribed as a terrorist tribe. So what we are saying is that Igbo man has never been proscribed and can never be terrorist. Ekpa, from onset, all the accusation against Ekpa is nullified, you know, and Ekpa is vindicated. It is a winning streak as he continued the first day he went to court. It is the same winning streak. And I'm telling you, today, people have already begun to cluster around the court, where Simon Ekpa's Lego team will have face-off with Finnish Lego team, finally. And we've seen that actually, what has actually transpired today, already as I'm talking to you now, because I know that the proceeding has, started. Ekpa is victorious. There's nothing actually indicated that Ekpa is going to lose. There is shame already on the Igbo testifiers, the ones that masquerade themselves, from Finland to come and nail Ekpa, and the rest 4. incarcerated. You could see how disgraceful it was for those testifiers, which actually indicated that Ekpa is free. And we should write it down in history that Ekpa has defeated Nigeria in Finland. Actually, the offense in question was committed in the southeastern Nigeria by some criminals, political, opponents fighting themselves using local vigilantes and the criminals to fight themselves. And all of a sudden, federal government of Nigeria group Mazi Simon Ekpa, that is the one, sponsoring or fueling this sage or spate of bloody criminalities going on in southeastern Nigeria. But I can see what has transpired so far when Bianca Ojukwu, Mama Biafra, who's supposed to keep that fire glowing, set by his husband. Instead, Bianca is killing that fire of Biafra, quenching it, because she has actually collected peanuts from APC juggernauts. This current administration has gone too far to destroy Igbo man. But you can see that we stand gidigba, resisting them with all we have. And I can tell you that Bianca Ojukwu has lost out in Finland. Ojo, the so-called Minister of Interior, has disgraced himself in Finland. Because actually his testimony and witness could not stand for want of substantiated evidence. No, Bianca, CDS, Ojo, the Minister of Interior, all of them failed woefully in Finland to do what? Come forward with substantiated evidence. Simon Ekpa committed such. We've seen Ekpa in flying color and Ojukwu's wife disgraced out together with Interior Minister Ojo. The rest of the Igbo masquerade or masked testifiers, they have actually lost out. So that's why Ekpa's winning streak spontaneously or simultaneously collided with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's winning streak. So both of them are alike in nature and being tried within same crime, which is not serious. Because if you ask me, I will tell you it's not even crime because it's not a traceable felony in Nigeria or any other part of the country outside Nigeria for one to agitate for self-determination. It is no crime. It is not treasonable felony. People that are stealing our public funds are the one committing treasonable felony. It is within or embedded in the Nigerian constitution. If you mismanage public fund, you are the enemy of the state. So trying people that actually committed treasonable felony, you that siphon our public funds should be tried too. Both are same. But you can see these two. They are agitating for their right. What they are doing is within the umbrella of the law, legality. United Nations Charter actually allows it that everybody at least could agitate for self-determination or realization. Then again, within all the countries of Africa, it is embedded. They are all embedded on their constitutions that you have right, I have right to agitate for my right, for emancipation of my nationality, which of course, Kanu was actually doing same. Simon Ekpa was actually agitating and even defending his tribe. The tribe, everybody understands, is his tribe in Finland, is Igbo tribe. And Simon Ekpa has not contravened any international law or local law while actually defending, his tribe against the Fulani dangerous militia. See, what is actually happening in Finland now is a final celebration of the Biafrans in diaspora and within Nigeria. Simon Ekpa has actually defeated. A winning streak actually has taken over, enveloped both Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has been accused of importing a Biafran radio transmitter. Ask me if it is an offense, bomb and the pump passion. Ask me when did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu import pump passion or bomb. And this case has actually left Supreme Court of Nigeria, which has never happened in the history of this country, to the SS headquarters in Abuja. It is uncalled for. It is an illegality of highest order. James Omotocho has failed Nigerians. He has failed Department of Judiciary. All his legal pedigree and integrity gone. James Omotocho is not doing the needful. He has actually dragged his legal certificate and integrity on the mud. Poto. James Omotocho and Arimo Mowolo, that federal government, yes, federal government lawyer or whatever, they are all unstable, chameleonic, and let me say, unstable human beings. They are not right at all. They are the ones that are very, very, that are even contravening the law, infringing on Nnamdi Kanu's court right. Because you don't have to transfer a case that is in the competent, court, as in law, to DSS headquarters. It is an aberration, it's an abomination. It is so strange and unique. We've never had such, case in Nigerian history. Court should be court. Department of Judiciary should be there. DSS is another platform entirely overseeing the security affairs or homeland security within the states of the federation. Why trying to make the DSS headquarters or DSS themselves an embodiment of judiciary? So if you look at this case from this angle, you will actually find out that James Omotocho has actually deviated from doing the needful. He has turned his back on the epitome, let me say, monument that, Department of Judiciary, epitomizes. It is not right for him to transfer this case from court to DSS. It is uncalled for. It is an illegitimacy of the highest order. It is an illegality of the highest order as well, thereby infringing on the human rights, fundamental human rights of Nnamdi Kanu. It is never done before, especially whereby case has transferred from court to DSS quarters, meaning Tinubu has actually paid the judge, paid the federal government barrister or lawyer, and even the court as an embodiment of law to rubbish Nnamdi Kanu. I think it is the right time that the legal team of Nnamdi Kanu should begin to militate, to fight this kind of menace. It is a menace indeed, and the lacuna of law, because we don't have to at least paint what is wrong right. DSS headquarters is for the Department of State Security, operatives. It is not for anything adjudication or constitutional review, in Nigeria. It is the court. So if you ask me, I will tell you that Omotocho James has actually deviated from following this case with due process into, a rubber stamp as the court, Nigerian court represents. He is a rubber stamp, meaning that he's a stooge to Tinubu. The barrister that led the federal government team is a stooge. He has actually bastardized the monument, the let me say, what Nigerian law or constitution at least epitomizes. It is not supposed to at least ask for the court to transfer the case to the DSS headquarters. DSS headquarters, is it Supreme Court? Supreme Court is bigger than any court. Any court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria. It is the Supreme Court. Is DSS facilities above the Supreme Court? That is the case. Kanu, in the first place, if you ask me, is not supposed to leave court for DSS facilities. I think Kanu's legal team should do something about it. Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu are not terrorists. We've seen how Fulani Janjaweeds, sponsored headers are buying, various farmers on their farmlands, attacking, buying various communities in Benue State, in Taraba State, in Plateau State, in Enugu State, and even in Imo State. So what we are saying is that the terrorists we know are the Fulani headers. The bandits are the same Fulani militias. Buying, killing people, abducting people on religious purpose, for religious purposes. It is not for nothing that someone has been kidnapped, someone has been killed, because he could not recite Quran. You will actually find out that they are doing it for religious purpose. And Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa are people we know, of course, that are agitating for their right. The government of Nigeria should at least channel all their aggression to fighting bandits and the Fulani herders, not to fight the Igbo youths, Nnamdi Kanu or Simon Ekpa. They are not the problem that has actually enveloped Nigeria since 2015. Nigeria began to have problems since 2015 as a result of Buhari's aggressiveness towards President Goodluck Jonathan. Because each and every time Buhari went to poll in the past, he actually come out, you know, with failure. So he became aggrieved and actually connived with his Fulani Janjaweed brothers in the Sahel countries, desert area, to, you know, import mercenary, you know, militias into Nigeria. And these mercenaries, they are actually agreed on a term until it escalated in 2015, when it was obvious that Buhari thought that Jonathan would not relinquish power. Anyway, Jonathan, after relinquishing power, allowing Tinubu to carry the Buhari to carry the day, when it was obvious Buhari did not win election, these bandits and the Fulani militias, they have, you know, resorted to take over Nigeria because the terms and the policy they discussed with Buhari could not meet up. And now Fulani militias, the bandits, they have taken over Nigeria. Leave Simon Ekpa and the Nnamdi Kanu, they are not terrorists. There was never a time in history of Nigeria these two are constituting terrorism in Nigeria. The people that are constituting terrorism in Nigeria are the Fulani herders, the bandits. There are many names, you know, under the platform of terrorism. They are the ones that are constituting arsonism, sadism, and the terrorism in Nigeria. Not the Igbo man, not Mazi Ekpa, not Nnamdi Kanu. Federal government of Nigeria should put their house in order and make sure that the names, the list of terrorist sponsors given to them from UAE, they should prosecute them. Prosecute the Fulanis, the head of Fulani, what they call their group, Meti Allah. Yes, Bodijo. It should be prosecuted. They should arrest Gumi. His interaction and relationship with bandits and the Boko Haram has actually depicted he has foreknowledge of these two insurgent operatives group. So they should work hard to arrest Gumi and the rest of Islamic clerics that are parleying with Boko Haram.